It turns out there's more to the story. Niger's Prime Minister Ali Mahaman reveals that the US threatened them with sanction before they kicked out US troops. Well, they're not out yet, but Niger has told the US that they need to take out their troops, and US has agreed to withdraw their troops from Niger. So initially the conversation, or at least the public statement that Niger made, was that US was forcing them to pick an ally, or they were dictating who they can be friends with and who they cannot. The main one being, you guessed it, Russia. So that was the initial statement that was made, and that is part of it. But there's more to the story. According to the Prime Minister of Niger, the US was threatening Niger with sanctions if they sell their uranium to Iran. This is what the Prime Minister of Niger said. Quote, "First, you have come here to threaten us in our country. That is unacceptable. And you have come here to tell us with whom we can have relationships, which is also unacceptable. And you have done it all with a condescending tone and a lack of respect." And funny enough, the US did not deny this. They are actually accepting. They said it in a different way. They said, quote, "We gave Niger a choice that was rooted in our belief in democratic principles and what was in our national security interest," end quote. As always, the superiority complex the US government shows towards African countries. Basically, they're saying that our way or no way at all, but we are proud of Niger saying, okay, we'll take the high road. It's fine. You don't want to allow us to be a sovereign country. You don't want us to pick our allies. You don't want us to sell our own resource to a country that is giving us money in order for us to give that product to that country. You are stopping us from making money, because that's how countries make money. You export, you import, you exchange. That's how you make money. And Niger wanted to sell their uranium to Iran, which US said you cannot do that, as if Niger is just a kid that US is running. Like Niger is a foster child to the US, and US can do whatever they please, and Niger has no ability to pick for themselves who they can trade with or who they can be allies with. So Niger said, no, it's not going to happen. So eventually we've covered the story of Niger and US, and finally the Niger government said, we're not going to accept disrespect and also this condescending tone that you have with us. So yeah, we rather not have a good relationship with you. Take out your troops and just leave our country. So that's where they went to. They pushed them to their limits till they said no more. And that's what US is known for, to be honest, with a lot of African countries. Some, because they have puppet leaders that are being paid by the same governments that are exploiting these countries, they allow this to happen. If you remember, the same country, Niger, when Mohamed Bazoum was the president, US had no problem with Niger, right? As soon as this coup happened and the leaders start demanding to be treated with respect, these new leaders, and they started demanding for transparency, now all of a sudden Niger is such a horrible country. They want to stop the relationship that they have with Niger. There's threats of sanctioning Niger. All this happened because their puppet was taken out, right? They fought so hard to keep him in that place. Same with France. They wanted Mohamed Bazoum to be there, but unfortunately for them, and fortunately for the people of Niger, he was overthrown. So this is something, it happens almost everywhere. And now is when we're seeing governments and people pushing back, saying no to this treatment and wanting to be respected, which we appreciate. And another thing the Prime Minister mentioned is the troops being there in Niger for a long time, but not being able to protect the people from attacks. This is what he said. Quote, "The Americans stayed on our soil doing nothing while the terrorists killed people and burned towns. It is not a sign of friendship to come on our soil, but let the terrorists attack us. We have seen what the United States will do to defend its allies because we have seen Ukraine and Israel." End quote. I mean, that's the best response. When US wants to help, we've seen it. They will help. They will put in billions of dollars, taxpayers' money that they take from their people to go and pay or fund a war. We've seen that. We've seen how they fight for the people that they care about and they see as true allies, not this fake allies that they tell us that we are to US government. No, that's not true, because on the ground, the attacks continue. They claim that they're helping us with insurgency and all that, but it's alive and well. So if your troops are so good and have been here for years to help us, where's the result? Show us the result. If there's no result, then it's time for you to pack up and leave. And that's exactly what the people of Niger, along with their government, said. And I think it's something to be proud of, because it is a beginning or a start to Africans realizing that if it's not serving you, it's time for you to say bye-bye. Anyways, fam, let us know down below what your thoughts are about this story. I am Wongel Zelalem. I'll see you on the next